MSNBC clearly forgetting recent history about what really destabilizes governments, doubling the debt when you have virtually no economic growth. That is what destabilized Europe, countries like Greece, Italy, and Spain, and it is what the U.S. just endured for the last 8 years. With me now, Craig Smith, chair of Swiss America Trading. Craig, what's wrong with more money in your pockets? Have MSNBC and Democrats, jumped down a memory hole? Did they forget what Kennedy and Reagan and Clinton did? They cut taxes. The rich started paying more and revenues started pouring in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking as I was listening to that, EMAC, John Kennedy would not be welcome in the Democratic Party anymore. I mean, he just has no place there, given the way these attitudes are. And for this guy to talk about destabilizing the country, how about what's going on to try and undermine a duly elected president? Some of the things I've heard today are absolutely ridiculous. And talking about, well, they're going to take health care away. No, we're going to make it to where this bill will make it to where you are not forced to buy health care. The mandate goes away. And so is this a perfect bill? No, I don't think it's a perfect bill, but man, it's a heck of a start. And when you look at corporate taxes going from 35% to 21%, and you look at the individual business taxes going from what normally is about 39.6% to 23%, Liz, this could be one of the most powerful drivers of our economy that we've ever seen. I can't wait to stand by and listen to Art Lafler's comments, because what these people are saying on the fear-mongering side is laughable at best, and at worst, it's dangerous for the future of this country.
And it's misleading, and it's breathtakingly idiotic, quite frankly, because I've been covering taxes in the IRS for 30 years. I've never seen analysis like that and so divorced and unhinged from reality as what I see coming out of MSNBC and some people on CNN. To your point about JFK, here's the quote from JFK. Every dollar released from taxation that is spent or invested will help create a new job and a new salary. To your point, Craig, Kennedy said the best welfare is a job. And they all cut taxes. Again, the rich paid more and revenues came in. Go ahead, Craig.
Right. And look, let's just take the individual corporate tax, the small business tax. Okay, a guy used to be paying 39.6%. Now he's paying 23, or she's paying 23%. Now you put more money in that person's pocket, and they're out buying things for their factory or their small business, or they're hiring more people, or they're paying higher wages. John Kennedy got it right. And quite frankly, Ronald Reagan copied John Kennedy's tax bill. And now you've got Donald Trump copying Ronald Reagan's tax bill. And so I know I saw this headline that splashed about Paul Krugman. The Republicans despise the middle class. Right. Paul Krugman ought to have his Nobel Peace Prize taken away. His Nobel Peace Prize was given to him over being able to analyze trade patterns and locate areas of economic growth.
Let's stay on that. I want to get to Paul Krugman. To your point, he did write that New York Times op-ed entitled, quote, Republicans despise the working class. But wasn't it Hillary who did not campaign enough from working class voters in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania? Hillary Clinton used the term deplorable and irredeemable, talking about those working class voters. And wasn't it Hillary who said this? Listen.
We're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business.
Where were the headlines about that? Did MSNBC and the guys at CNN take that on enough, do you think?
Yeah, I won't mention their call letters, okay? But I can tell you, you're absolutely correct. I mean, she made it clear. We want to take jobs away. And here you've got a president that's saying jobs, jobs, jobs. To him, it is a a four-letter word. Okay, the reality is that what we see coming out of the Democrats is typical isolate, vilify tactics, trying to scare people, when in fact, Liz, like I said, Paul Krugman, he studied trade patterns. And I want to ask you something. Do you think reducing one of the highest corporate tax rates in the world, 35% in America, to 21% is going to have a negative impact on trade patterns or a positive impact on trade patterns? You and I both know the answer to that question, Liz.
I also like to see what stocks are in Paul Krugman's 401k. Krugman never talks about how government union worker pensions are invested in stocks. And then there's Craig. Why should we trust Paul Krugman when he's made these whopping errors errors. He missed the subprime mortgage crisis. He only started writing about subprime in 2007. Fannie and Freddie were blameless for the mortgage collapse. He said Europe is a comeback continent. That was in 2008 when Europe was about to collapse. European Union breakup. He kept saying it dozens of times that it's going to break up. It never did. And he underestimated the impact of information technology and productivity across the country. I mean, those are just some of the errors Paul Krugman has made, Craig.
Yeah, like I said, the Nobel Peace Prize Committee ought to remove his Nobel Peace Prize, because what he got it for is exactly in total opposition with the position he's taking right now. And I got to tell the American people this. First off, this is a good tax bill. Not a great tax bill. It's a good, solid tax bill. This is a start, Liz. And I believe that just what we're doing, look, just the repatriation, Liz. If you bring assets back, it's at 7.5%. You bring cash back, it's at 14.5%. These companies couldn't bring that money back in because they get whacked 35%. Now we're talking, now those corporate, think of this, think about what is Toyota thinking right now? Yeah. BMW, they're saying, hey, I want to build more factories in America because I want to be treated better.
Exactly. Period. You see it in individuals. They leave high-tax states for Texas and Florida. Companies did the same, leaving the country with their cash. Maybe we'll make it a better climate here. You don't see that analysis like you just gave Craig Smith and the other networks. Thank you so much for giving it to our viewers, and Merry Christmas to you, sir. Come back soon.
Merry Christmas, Emac.